Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? How was your weekend? I had a great weekend for a few different reasons, with a few different hiccups, but that's okay. Um, Friday, as you know, well, hopefully you know, you watched Friday's video. I fixed a bug in my software that had been plaguing me for 2 years. I found the solution and I fixed it, and I was really excited about that and had a good day Friday. And I worked a little bit on uh, the the side project, the the thing I may or may not be able to tell you about in the not too distant future. Had a nice, probably 2 hour, 2.5 hour long session where we got the whole dev environment set up and everything up and running and looking good. So that was fun. And then Saturday, we went to Kennywood. Kennywood is a amusement park in Pennsylvania. It's been there since like the early 1900s, maybe even the late 1800s. It's old, and they have like old wooden roller coasters and stuff. But we had been planning that trip for a while because this weekend was like the start of they call it Phantom Fest, and it's basically for the next 6 weeks they do Halloween themed stuff, and so you can go ride roller coasters, but you can also go to haunted houses, and they have like dinner theaters and stuff going on, and characters running around the park chasing you with chainsaws and that sort of stuff. So we went there. My oldest had a homecoming this weekend, so she didn't go. She was like a little bit, we made these plans months ago, and we didn't realize that that was homecoming weekend. So she was like, "You guys can still go. I'm going to homecoming." And I said, "All right." So it was just I took the youngest, and they brought a friend. So we had two kids with us, me and them. We went there and had a good time. Um, I got to ride a bunch of roller coasters and watch the kids have fun, and that's the important part. We did the Halloween stuff, and that was kind of lame. Like the lines for the haunted houses were ridiculous. They were like 45-minute to an hour long wait to get into one of the five haunted houses, and they really weren't worth the wait. They were just kind of they were okay. It was actually more fun to just kind of wander around outside with all the characters chasing people around and making them laugh, and that was more fun to me than going through the haunted houses. But we did it anyway. Got back home. My phone was blowing up as I was driving home. I don't ever, well, I don't look at my phone while I'm driving, but I could feel it vibrating like crazy. I have a friend who works at Kennywood. We found out that about like 10 or 15 minutes after we left, there was a shooting, which is pretty crazy. But she was on lockdown. She couldn't leave her event and all that sort of stuff. It was wild. But yesterday, this week I'm supposed to have like the final sort of here's all the rest of the information you may or may not need to do this side project. We're supposed to have that meeting at some point this week, and I decided I was going to play around anyway, so I got all the rest of my stuff set up to run on Sunday, and then spent a few hours like digging through tickets, digging through issues, and trying to find something I could work on. I was specifically looking for bug fixes because I feel like as a person who's new to a project, if you step into a new project, it's easier, in my opinion, to research bugs and to find bug fixes than it is to add new features. Adding new features is something that you do once you understand the code base. But bug fixing, there's a problem, just go find it, right? So I spent a few hours digging around on this one bug, and I found it. I found the fix, kind of. It's it's a fix where there's a couple of JS modules missing that I needed to add to, but there's kind of two sides to this app, and one side had it and the other side didn't, and they have a shared folder, and I moved some stuff around and I got it to work on the side where it wasn't working, but if I try to take it away from the other side and point it to the shared folder, it breaks everything. So I have it, it's fixed, but it's fixed through copy and paste code duplication, not through an actual fix. So I'm working on the actual fix this week or whatever, tonight. Hopefully we can have our little final talk about this project tonight, and then I can do the fix part or finish the fix part. But that feels good too. Like working on a project like this in a completely unfamiliar framework, completely unfamiliar code base, an entirely unfamiliar backend, like just bizarrely unfamiliar backend, to try to track down a bug in something that you don't understand and find it. I think that's pretty cool. It's a fun experience. And I love learning. Learning has always been one of my favorite hobbies, and so it was really fun. For me, it was like, well, these two sides of the app aren't, there's something different. Where is the difference? And I just started looking through the various files that I could find that possibly were in connection to this particular component that was broken. And I found them. And then it was a matter of, all right, well, that doesn't seem right. So let's copy and paste it up here. And I had to change a few things to get that to work, And so it's always exciting, even when it's exciting for me. That's part of the process. Like, I don't learn very well just watching a tutorial or reading a book. If I do those things, if I watch the tutorial, I have to follow along. Like, I have to be doing it also, or else watching it is like almost useless. It's almost like listening to somebody say, just do this, and then a day later trying to figure out what they said to you. I just don't learn that way. So when I do the tutorials, I follow along. In this particular instance, learning this app is just going to be a matter of me doing the work, like just digging in and finding it. The project owner can teach me everything they know, and that's still not going to be like the foundation that I need. The foundation that I need is just poking. Like, all right, let's try this, let's try that, let's try this, let's try that. And thankfully, this particular project owner is willing to pay me for that. Like, he's paying me for my time and being very generous about it. So this could there's a lot of potential, and I'm really interested in it. And hopefully it works out for both of us, right? It's a two-way street here, right? So that was my weekend. What did you do? Did you do anything exciting? Let me know. I'm looking forward to the week. I don't have my kids this week, but we do have a soccer game and some other projects going on, so good times. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing, amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is non sequitur. It is a noun meaning a conclusion or statement that does not seem to follow from that which preceded it. Hillary's belief that she was now welcome in our group was clearly a non sequitur on her part. Non sequitur, N-O-N space S-E-Q-U-I-T-U-R. That's a fun one. Non sequitur is, I've heard that a lot, and I never really cared to understand what it meant.